Well, the winters have well and truly arrived. The fog has just cleared out. It's a Sunday, it's morning, so ideally we should be in our beds right now having the comforts of our quilts. But no, we're not doing that because today we're out on the road for a very special reason. And Raj, that is?
The Audi R8. Well, if subtlety is your middle name, this car is not for you. Because there's nothing subtle about this car. Not the color, not the way it looks, the lines, the engine, and the way it assaults your senses. If you love cars and you love fast cars, then this is the Nirvana car for you, the R8.
So this is a new Audi R8 V10 Plus, Audi's latest launch in the country, and today we're going to have a drive in this one. I'm looking forward to this Raj because we're going to get empty roads today, no traffic.
The plan. Anyone who wants to buy this car is primarily looking at two things: size of the engine and the power of the engine.
Yep.
So 10 cylinders, 600 plus PS of power and 560 Newton meters of torque. Now that only means one thing: how hard is it going to push you? Okay, 120, 50, 60, scary. Love the downshift, man, automatic downshift. Pure joy, man, sheer joy, sheer joy.
But tell me, how fast does it go? I mean, when it starts off from zero, what's the scene like?
So, I mean, all one can feel is that it's like obscenely fast. The figures say 0 to 100 in 3 seconds, 3.2 seconds. I mean, wow, the human brain can't analyze that figure per se.
It's like before you realize you're there.
Yeah.
But on cars like these, 100 is just a number, right? We can actually talk about 200
Exactly.
and 300, how fast it does that.
So this thing does 300 plus, and if you recall that we did a very, very illegal 200 on our way here, which was, I mean, the good part was that not for a minute did she feel uncomfortable at 200.
Right.
Break this. So you can understand that, the stopping power is phenomenal. I mean, it stops from 200 to 0. I mean, not for a minute does it make you feel a little anxious. You feel confident that yes, you'll stop. Manual transmission, you will shift down and you'll blip the throttle and feel good about it.
Right.
Okay, every time you shift down again. Yeah. Here, what's happening is as the automatic transmission is, shifting down, it blips as well, just to make you feel as if. Don't worry.
And tell me, Raj, what's the deal with having 10 cylinders in the car? How does it, improve the dynamics of the car, and do we really need them all the time?
So, see, there's nothing like more cylinders, okay? If you like a car, then you want more cylinders, more cubic capacity. Yeah. So, 5,000 cc, 10 cylinders, and that too naturally aspirated. So, no turbo, so no lag.
Yeah.
What you press is what you get. Okay, so that's when you're feeling adventurous and you really want to experience the car. But there are times then you're just moving from point A to point B, and you don't want those all those cylinders pumping out all that power. So interestingly, this thing can cut off half the cylinders with sheer electronics, and come to a more sane power band and fuel consumption figures.
Yeah, in case you bothered about that, which you should not be.
Exactly. I mean, it's contradictory that, you want power and then you also want to look at fuel economy. But then, like I said, India is a country of contradictions. So we want to have the cake and eat it too.
For all the ride, you obviously can't expect like a really superior ride on this one.
No, it's very taut, and it has to be because, with all this power, and cornering ability, you need to be very, very thoughtfully sprung. Otherwise, the roll will, send this car into a seriously undesirable situation. The way she corners, it's like you're always feeling in total control. I mean, there's not an inch of roll, and not once does she feel as if she's going to slide. So most of it is sheer dynamics dialed in by the chassis and the suspension, and a lot of it is from electronics.
So the ideal habitat for this car would be the racetrack, right, where the roads are absolutely smooth.
Ideally,
with a lot of curves, and that's where you enjoy the car the most.
Yes, you can have the most amount of fun at the Buddha International Circuit here. The second great place I would like to drive this car would be, up in the hills where the roads are nice and twisty. Late at night, when there's no traffic there, and you have your lights on, and you can actually have a blast.
No, that will be something. We know it's not an out-and-out luxury car, so we can't expect a lot of luxury inside this. But how much is good enough for you?
No, I think if the entire idea is to, get pushed back onto the seat with the sheer acceleration that this V10 can give, then luxury is not really what this particular driver is looking at. I mean, what you want is, nice, classy, sporty interiors, and that is all there. I mean, the interesting and nice part about the styling is that if you'll see, it's all black, and even the double stitch on the leather is also black. So normally, the designer would have had he would have had this urge to put either red on it or orange on it, but in this case, it's subtle at that level where you're doing just carbon fiber leather.
What about steering wheel? It's got a lot of controls on it, almost like a cockpit you're in, right?
Yes. So this is to give you, for all those Formula 1 and NASCAR fans, all your buttons right on the steering wheel. So lots of controls, your paddle shifts, your start-stop button, very subtle, big red in your face. And all your modes, everything can be selected right here from the steering wheel. And a nice half-cut steering wheel. So, all the right nuances all dialed in.
I mean, what you need is there. What you don't need is not there.
It's not.
That's how it is. And of course, the big screen in front of you, the 12-inch screen, gives you a lot of information about almost everything you need, right?
You don't need to. If you see the instrument cluster is very well positioned. No part of the steering wheel is hiding any part of the instrument cluster. It's full, brilliant display. It's all good that way.
We know the R8 V10 Plus is a sports car, the true blue sports car, but what makes heads turn out on the roads is the way it's been designed, right, Raj? And
exactly. You have to learn from the Germans how to make this, perfect contradiction. Matter of fact, clean, business-like, yet a work of art in terms of the way the car's been built. I mean, the lines, edges, yet clean flowing. One muscular fender goes into a nice straight line going right up to the rear waistline. So you can see that a nice high waistline gives you a nice muscular rear end, a nice carbon fiber look, vent feeding the V10 at the back. So I believe this has a aluminum chassis, which really makes the car very, very great to handle. And this perfectly placed V10 in the center makes for good weight distribution. I mean, trying to take corners on this morning, Shams and me had a good time. It was great fun. So a nice package, just the right size, seating position right in the center, right between the two wheels, engine placed right next to you. So all the tick marks of a good sports car, mid-engine sports car, all there.
Well, so we through with our day with the R8 V10 Plus. We're not really happy about the fact that it's getting over now. We've been spending a good time with the car on this Sunday. How's it been for you, Raj?
Well, in one word, breathtaking.
And in more than one word?
Well, I can go on and on about the way she looks and the way she rides and the pure, the ecstasy that it kind of brings out for you if you love cars.
And finally, to own this set of wheels, you have to shell out around 2.5 crore rupees. What do you think about that?
Well, a part of me says it's just a figure. Then when you start to rationalize, then you say, okay, 2.5 crores. Get you what, about 100 odd quids? Huh? And altos? Maybe a flat.
Start of feet, yeah, more than a flat actually.
You can get a flat, a nice flat someplace. But if you like cars, I mean, so if you own, let's say if you're looking at material joys, and if you own a flat or you own, say, an expensive commodity, it'll give you joy for maybe its first few moments, the honeymoon period. But if you like cars and you buy something like this is like continuous high for as long as you drive this machine. I mean.